Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to this yet another chapter called as biotechnology and its application. So, in the previous chapter, we have studied about biotechnology principle and the process. As we know that the technology that are applied in the field of biotechnology has a wide application, and also it has been benefited to the human mankind in many ways. So, as we all know that gone on those days that that we have an idea that we need to sow a seed to get a soil. So in the field of particularly in the process of tissue culture, you can take a cell from any part of a plant and it can be grown into a nutrient medium and which will develop into a undifferentiated mass of cell that we call as what? Callus. So that we call as callus. So what is this? That is what is that is have been done in this field of biotechnology. So the techniques that are applied in the process of biotechnology has a wide application. So what are the application of biotechnology and how they are useful to a human mankind? That is what we are going to discuss in this particular chapter called as biotechnology and its principle. So moving on to the next is here you can see that a beautiful diagram which I have drawn which will shows the wide applications of the biotechnology. Now let us understand what are the areas in which the techniques or the concepts of biotechnology are being applied to produce a product. That means which is going to help a human mankind, right? So the factors that include in the application of biotechnology. So what are all the factors that has been included in the application of the biotechnology? So at this point of time where we all are facing the coronavirus pandemic, so we are all waiting for a vaccine to be developed against this virus. But what is the methodology that has been applied in the making of this particular vaccine for the coronavirus? So the technology that has been used or that has been applied to produce a vaccine. So please you can imagine the modern techniques that need to be implemented to produce some product which is going to help the human mankind, right? So as we know that science and technology has been improved to a greater extent, and the technology has been definitely has a given a very good reward to the human mankind. So by producing a products which are more benefited to human mankind, particularly in the field of medicine, right? So as I said, in the field of medicine, particularly at the point of time where we all are eagerly waiting for the vaccine for the coronavirus pandemic. So hope we will have that. That means hope so the day will come soon where we can get rid of this coronavirus. Now let us study what are all the factors that are included in the application of biotechnology. Then as I told, particularly in the field of medicine, we come across the therapeutics. So that is the therapeutics. So that is the making of medicine or the drugs. It is the making of medicine or drugs. So as I said, so what are the technology that are being applied in the field of therapeutics? Then that is that means what the drugs which have been developed or the medicine that are being developed by using the technology and they've been applied in the field of this therapeutics. Then next is the diagnostics. Next is the diagnostics. This is the diagnostics. So as of course we know that there are many different kinds of disease but diagnosing the disease is very important. Like we have the MMR, then we have the CT scanning. So all these are the technology which have been developed to diagnose the particular disease. So particularly in the field of medicine. So concept of biotechnology are applied particularly in the field of what? Diagnostics, right? So then, as we know, India is one of the what? Thickly populated country, and and to meet all the demands of the increasing population, food production, it is very important. So we need to increase the food production. So if we stick on to the old conventional method for the production of food, I think definitely we are not going to meet the needs of demand, right? So nowadays, through the concept of biotechnology, there have been genetically modified crops for agriculture. So even the genetically modified animals have been developed. So genetically modified crops for agriculture. It is one such a application in the field of biotechnology. That is how the crops and the animals have been agriculture means reared, right? So next is the processed food. I think now all of us know, for example, you might have come across the we have our own that is we have a very important center in Mysore that is called as CFTRI. So where they do the very important technique called as processing the food. The CFTR, as I told, they will produce a processed food which can remain fresh without being spoiled for many a days. I think all of us know during the Kargil war, most of the food items were prepared in CFTRI and were sent for the Kargil soldiers. So imagine we are lucky to be born in Mysore and we're proud that we are in a Mysore city, right? So imagine at that point of time where the soldiers are fighting against the enemies, and imagine the need for the food is very important at that point of time, and giving that is giving them the right food, storing the food for a longer time, it is very important. It is also very good challenge for food production, right? So that is a challenge is meant by the food processed food. That is the it is meant for the that is processed food. I think nowadays, particularly in market also, you might have come across like there are many of food which have been developed through the various process of processing, right? So that is it will remain fresh and it will not get spoiled, and it is not only that, the nutrient even the nutrient value of that food is retained, and it is very important too, right? So even the food is stored for a longer time, the nutrient value should not be missed off. So all the nutrient value should be retained in the food. So even after processing, right? So yes, of course, we all behave or we also believe in the having a fresh food, because the fresh food all in the fresh food we think that we have gone through that the fresh fruit all the we know that the fresh fruit they have the all the nutrient will be there, so and it will be going into our body. So but even in the processed food, for example, we have come across where many a food can be stored in a refrigerator for many a days, used that is used against, and that means they can be used again and again, so where the nutrient value will not be destroyed, so and it will be retained. So that is one important application in the processed food, right? So then in the remediation. So yes, of course, I think all of us know that the technology that have been come across, like we call it as biomedical. So there are different types of instrument that are used, like maybe X-ray for endoscopy, So there are instruments are being developed with the technology, and it has a wide application. So now everything is possible in the field of medicine. So I think that in the reason, so that is the one reason why there is an increase in the human population, because of this good medical facilities that have been provided to mankind. So all this facility is because of the development made in the field of science and the technology. So there are many a good number of instruments that have been developed and that are diagnosed is to treat the disease and also give the proper medication to the disease. And that is all because of what? Because of the wide application of the biotechnology into the various field. Then next is the waste treatment. So it is a very important, right? So imagine if the sewage is let off into the water bodies, what will happen? That means without treatment they have been let off to the water bodies. So then definitely that is going to cause a pollution. So before sewage is let off into the water bodies, it has to be treated, right? So now that is the thing which the sewage water, before letting off to the water body, it has to be treated. Like for example, we use, I think you might have come across when there is an oil spills, or that is, so the crude oil that is being developed on the surface of the water bodies is definitely going to prove toxic, and it is going to kill many aquatic animals. So there are technology which has been developed to eliminate the toxic crude oil that has been developed on the surface of the water. So thereby protecting the aquatic animals, particularly the fishes. So waste treatment is very important. So before it is let off into the nature, so it has to be treated, and for that very important treatment, again this biotechnology play a very important role, right? Imagine if the waste is not treated properly. Like for example, we have the garbage and even what we call the paper waste. So there are many types of waste that are produced in a everyday life. For example, the medical waste, so hospital waste. So all these waste that are treated to let off into the nature. So for the treatment, the technology, like we have water incinerator, then we have the autoclave machine. So like for example, in the field of medicine, sterilization is very important. So before the surgery, you know, all the equipments that are being used for the surgery, they have been whatever all the instruments that has been used for the surgery, all this process, it has to be used. That means they have to be sterilized properly, right? There is a different technology now. Like in those days, we used the autoclave machine, boiling. I think we might have come across in previous years. That means early years. We have seen that syringe was being boiled before it is used for the patient. But gone are those days. Now we have the disposable needles, disposable syringes. So as we go by day, the technology is improving, right? And we are benefited by many of ways. By this application of biotechnology, we have a very good beneficial to the human mankind, right? So one such is the waste treatment. And then next is the energy production. It is very important, right? So there are many reasons of producing more energy. So as you know that energy is utilized for various processes, and that is all about the application of the biotechnology. So here you can see the biotechnology. So what are this So you have gone through what is biotechnology. See what is the application of biotechnology. So you can see this in your diagram as I've written here. So the first one is the bioinformatics. So what is this bioinformatics? So the application of information science in the field of biology. Imagine a huge data that has been collected need to be stored and preserved. So the technology is being used to store the huge data, and it can be retrieved back, the data which has been collected can be retrieved back whenever we need it by using the information science and also the computer science. So that is about the informatics. Next, then you can see the proteomics and the genomics. So as we said, as I said, the proteomics and the genomics are like now the whole body is nothing, it is made up of what? Proteins. So you know, you as we know that we can alter the protein structure and also produce the desired character. So that is what has been that is what has been done in biotechnology. So that change can be done by altering the gene structure, and we can produce the character of our desired. So that, as I told, that has been done, that have a chance of possible in the field of proteomics and the genomics. Then you can see this plant agriculture or the crop improvement. So, like when gone for those old method, that is a conventional method, the crop improvement was not done at such an extent. So, where the yield was not good. But now, with the improvement of the technology that has been applied in the field of agriculture, so there is a vast increase in the crop production. So, particularly in the plant agriculture. Then next is the rDNA technology, that is a recombinant DNA technology. So as we said, we can manipulate the genes and we can produce a desired character. That is as we know that is what been done in this biotechnology. So we have been studied in this rDNA in a previous chapter, right? So that is about the rDNA technology. Next is the healthcare and the pharmaceuticals. Now there is a medicine which is available for almost all the types of disease, right? So we have seen that whatever the disease is being occurred, we have all the types of medicine for that. So we need not to be get panic, right? Because imagine those days people need to struggle to get a medicine, but now I think pharmaceutical shops round the clock, they are open for a 24/7. That means the medicinal are available, and even the healthcare, right? So they have been they have been open the medical shop for 24/7. So like particularly we must be very much blessed to be born and brought up in India, because the health care and the health we are getting in India is so very good. So there is a treatment for every person in India. So that is very important thing. We have a better healthcare services, and we have a pharmaceuticals which are open round the clock to provide the medicine to the needy. So then another is the medical diagnosis. It is also very important, right? Like many people suffer from various diseases, treating the disease is very important. So the medical diagnosis, as I said, that the technology has been improved such a greater extent that even the diagnosing become a very easy, and the proper medication and the proper treatment can be given. As I said, doctor has been diagnosed the disease, then only the proper treatment can be given. So that is how the medical diagnosis has been done with the improved technology. So next is the fermentation technology. I think all of us know fermentation technology as a wide application in the industries, like maybe in the brewers industry, making of wine, beer, etc. So fermentation technology has been improved so much that we need not go back to our old good old method. So in early days, as we know that the fermentation process was being done in a very crude way. So where there it has been used that to bury the grapes in a barrel and have been buried in the soil. So there are those are what we call as a crude method. Now the technology has been improved where they are used the brewer's yeast to bring about the process of fermentation. So then in improvement in the food technology, you can see the improvement of food technology. Yes, of course, as I said, maybe it may be the processing of food or it may be the maintaining of food and also their nutritive value. All that of us has been done in the field of biotechnology. Then in the environment and the energy management. Environmental and the energy management. It is very important, as we know that as a human being we have been part and parcel of this beautiful environment. So if it is that is what it is our bound duty to protect and conserve, right? So there are many technology now. Now I think for example, like a collection of garbage might be cleaning the environment, water, and all that has been done in a many technology. So that has been the technology has been used to keep the environmental clean and the tidy. Next is the animal breeding agriculture. So like we can produce a genetically modified organism. So where for example like a cattle, we can breed the cattle for two very important process, like for milk breed or for the drought breed. So even in the poultry birds, they have been bred for the eggless and also for the boiler. So you can improve their quality of flesh or maybe the layers, so that by applying the technology of the biotechnology. So these are all the different types of application which have been put forth by the biotechnology, and it is a where the human mankind has been benefited in many of ways. Even the demand of India has been done through a what increased population, right? So that is how the application have a wide vast application that has been done by through biotechnology. So now biotechnology deals with what? Deals with the industrial scale production of biopharmaceuticals and the biological using genetically modified microbes like fungi, plants and the animals. So there are the different applications of biotechnology, right? Next is, what are the three critical research area of biotechnology? So there are three critical area of this biotechnology. The first one is providing the best catalyst in the form of improved organism, usually a micro or a pure enzyme. Second one is creating the optimal condition through what? Engineering for the catalyst to act. Third one is downstream process technology to purify the protein or organic compounds. So these are the very important critical research area of the biotechnology. So what are the critical area of this biotechnology? So three critical area of biotechnology, I'll repeat. Providing the best catalyst in the form of improved organism, usually a micro or a pure enzyme. Second one, creating the optimal condition through engineering for a catalyst to act. Third one is downstreaming process technologies to purify the protein or organic compounds. So all these are the three very important critical areas of the biotechnology. I think all of us know green revolution. So we know about the what? Green Revolution. So, which was put across by a very famous scientist by name called Dr. G. Swaminathan, who is the man behind this Green Revolution. So we have, that is, so this is the program which is launched in 1960. Who? By the Dr. G. Swaminathan. So this is a program launched in 1960 to boost up the production with the high yielding crop varieties, and this green revolution was achieved by the use of artificial fertilizers, pesticide and also the high yielding compounds. So, but as we all know that continuous use of this artificial fertilizers and the pesticide, which is going to cause what? Soil pollution, and that is going to decrease the soil fertility and also makes the soil to lose its fertility by decreasing the humus content in the soil. So agrochemicals are often, and we know that agrochemicals that are used by the farmers are too very expensive, and it is and it is required to go for an alternative way. So what is that alternative way? That means to go for the genetically modified organism. GMO, genetically modified organism. Then we can say that in short form GMO. So this is the genetically modified organism. So next is the application of biotechnology in the field of agriculture. Application of biotechnology in the field of agriculture. So, you can genetically alter the organism, right? It may be the plant or animal. So, the application of biotechnology in agriculture, as we have discussed earlier, the agrochemical based agriculture, organic agriculture, genetically engineering, crop based agriculture. So, I think all of us know. Now we are going back to good old method of using the organic manure, because we know continuous use of this artificial fertilizers, chemical fertilizer is definitely going to pose the threat to the health of a human mankind, right? It is very dangerous, because that once the yield has been eaten by the human, there will be a many issues in the health. Because of all these chemicals are getting incorporated in the soil and then in the plants, when we eat such plants, definitely going to pose a threat to the health of a human mankind. So we are going back to the good old method of using the organic culture. So agrochemical based agriculture, then using of genetically engineering crop based agriculture, like high percentage of food crops such as maize, rice, sugarcane, corn, soya bean. All these have been developed through the technology called as genetically modified organisms, right? So now, what are the limitation of this earlier green revolution? As I said, green revolution was launched in 1960. So that is what is the main thing. Now, as we know that was mainly to produce a high yield crop by using the artificial fertilizers, etc. But there are certain limitations for the earlier green revolution. So what are the limitations? So what are all the limitations that have been earlierly have been used in the green revolution? So that is, the agrochemical cause the soil and the water pollution, and it will be going to reduce the yield in the long run. So that is in a coming days, if you continuously the soil get is depleted, then definitely the soil fertility will be depleted, and then for a longer way. So that is to go, definitely it will what will happen, it is going to reduce the yield of the what crops. So we need to go for more and more organic manure than going for the chemical fertilizers. So the agrochemical causes the soil and the water pollution, and also the reduce the yield in the long run. The second one is they are expensive for the farmers. So yes, of course, that what we called that agrochemical based agriculture. When we use we have the expensive fertilizer which may not be available for the farmers. So they may not be a reach for the farmers, right? So they are very expensive for the farmers, right? So further there will be increase in the yield of which is existing crop by the conventional method is not possible, right? Once you can see that the organic crop that you are using, for example, you take in your garden, your mother will what she will start growing up beans, vegetables, like small extent they used to grow. So you can see when we are using the fertilizer to that particular area, what will be the yield, then what will be the yield that your mother has been used the organic manure. You can see the such an extent of a great variation in that yield, right? So that is what the further increase in the yield of existing crop by the conventional method is not possible when compared to the chemicals fertilizers that we are used. So now going back for the that is as I told, like we know that the farmers who are the backbone of our country, they are working so hard in the field. So as we know that the very important purpose for them work in the field is to produce a more food grains. So the quality and the quantity of the food grains that is matters a lot for the farmers. And in that case if we stick to one if we stick on to the good old method or the conventional method, maybe we are not able to produce that amount of yield, right? We cannot produce a large amount of yield of a crops. So you cannot stick on to the conventional method. We need to go for the improvement, that is by using the technology of the crop cultivation. So there are applications of biotechnology in the agriculture, right? We have to improve the yield of the crop by using the biotechnology. Next is, what is this GMO? Genetically modified organism. So what do you mean by genetically modified organism? As I said, you can genetically modify an organism. For example, you can alter the gene structure for better purpose. Such organisms are called as what? Genetically modified organism. For example, you can see the color of the tomato, which is genetically modified with the organic one. Even the apple, you can see that. So even in animals can be genetically modified. So what is this GMO? The plants, bacteria, fungi and also the animals whose genes can be altered by manipulating, that are called as genetically modified organism. Where we can use a short form GMO. For example, we use the word called what? Genetic engineering. So what is this genetic engineering? Manipulation of gene, which is known as genetic engineering. So where you can play with the genes, as you know that whatever the desired genes if you want, you can play with that. So what that means desired genes can be produced. So that is what being done in genetic engineering. So what do you mean by genetic engineering? It is a manipulation of what? Genes. So what is this GMO? Genetically modified organism, plants, bacteria, fungi and the animals whose genes has been altered by manipulating, that we called as what? Genetically modified organism. Next, what are the uses of this genetically modified plants? I think as I said, the only solution right now is used to go for the genetically modified organism. So it might be a plant or a animal. So this genetically modified organism has been used to make the crops more tolerant to abiotic stress. Like for example, if you are producing a plant, genetically modified plant which is a disease resistant or the pest resistant, then we did not go for a pesticide, insecticide and also you can retain the nutrient value of the particular plant. right, for a longer time. So all these are the advantages of genetically modified organisms. So this GMO are used to make the crops more tolerant to abiotic stress. Yes, as we know that the plant or a crop are subjected to a various stressful climatic condition. So they must have a capacity to bear that stressful climatic condition. So when you develop a crop or a plant which is able to tolerate to abiotic stress such as a cold, hot, drought, salt, etc. So that has been developed. So that is the one what useful for this users of this genetically modified organism. Second one, it reduces the deepen what sorry uses the dependency on the chemical pesticides, that is pest resistant crop. So instead of spraying a pesticide or the insecticide, you can avoid, that is we can develop a plant which is a natural pest resistant or the insect resistant. As you know that pests and insects are a threat to the crop production, and definitely the farmers are they are facing a lot of problem with this pesticide. So you know it is a very difficult to avoid this pest, and sometimes even the whole crop gets will be destroyed. So because of this pest. So when you produce this genetically modified plant which is a resistant to pest as well as the insects, that will be a greater advantage to the farmers and to the crop to develop, and that is how we can yield the crop for a longer time, right? So next is the it will helps to reduce the post harvest losses. So it is a very important, right? The post harvest is a very important. After, how do we retain the food crops for a longer time without being destroyed? So, and I think many a times we come across the food grains are destroyed after sometimes they have been stored for a longer time. So when you develop such a crop where even the post harvest losses can be reduced, so that will be a gain advantage, that will be again a advantage to the farmers and the crops to be retained for a longer time. Then increases the efficiency of the mineral usage of plant. As we already know that minerals are that is very much important for the, and also the prime requirement for the growth, development, and also for the reproduction process. So the particularly genetically modified organisms are more efficient in absorbing more mineral nutrient, so thereby it will develop more growth, right? So then it enhances the nutrition value of the food. For example, you know the rice that have been developed will have a, so as we know that, which is rich in vitamin A. As we know that vitamin A is very important for particularly the eye. So that is, they will maintain a good vision of a eye. So and vitamin A which will enrich it, right? So that means it will enhance the nutrition value of the food. So next is the, it has been used to create the tailor-made plant. Like whatever the types of plant if you want to grow, or if you want to get, or if you want to develop, so that is what has been done in the GMO, that is genetically modified organism. So there are genetically modified organism, and also these are the different ways where the genetically modified organism has been used. They have been useful to us. Uses the dependency on the chemical pesticides, that is pest resistant crop. So instead of spraying a pesticide or the insecticide, you can avoid, that is we can develop a plant which is a natural pest resistant or the insect resistant. As you know that pests and insects are a threat to the crop production, and definitely the farmers are they are facing a lot of problem with this pesticide. So you know it is a very difficult to avoid this pest, and sometimes even the whole crop gets will be destroyed. So because of this pest. So when you produce this genetically modified plant which is resistant to pest as well as the insects, that will be a greater advantage to the farmers and to the crop to develop, and that is how you can yield the crop for a longer time, right? So next is it will helps to reduce the post harvest losses. So it is a very important, right? The post harvest is a very important. After, how do we retain the food crops for a longer time without being destroyed? So, and I think many a times we come across the food grains are destroyed after sometimes they have been stored for a longer time. So when you develop such a crop where even the post harvest losses can be reduced, so that will be a gain advantage, that will be again a advantage to the farmers and the crops to be retained for a longer time. Then increases the efficiency of the mineral usage of plant. As we already know that minerals are that is very much important for them, and also the prime requirement for the growth, development, and also for the reproduction process. So the particularly genetically modified organisms are more efficient in absorbing more mineral nutrient. So thereby it will develop more growth, right? So then it enhances the nutrition value of the food. For example, you know the rice that have been developed will have a, so as we know that, which is rich in vitamin A. As we know that vitamin A is very important for particularly the eye. So that is, they will maintain a good vision of a eye. So and vitamin A which will enrich it, right? So that means it will enhance the nutrition value of the food. So next is it has been used to create the tailor-made plant. Like whatever the types of plant if you want to grow, or if you want to get, or if you want to develop, so that is what has been done in the GMO, that is genetically modified organism. So there are genetically modified organism, and also these are the different ways where the genetically modified organism has been used. They are being useful to us. Next is moving on to the tailor-made plants. So, tailor-made, moving on to the next is tailor-made plant. So they are used to supply the alternative resources to industries in the form of what? Starch, fuels, or the pharmaceutical. So what do you mean by tailor-made plant? So as we know that that which gave the alternative resources to the industry in the form of starch, fuel, pharmaceutical. So next is BT cotton. What does this BT stands for? So BT stands for Bacillus thuringiensis. So that is Bacillus thuringiensis cotton. It is a bacteria from which gene has been isolated, right? So what is this BT cotton? The expansion of this BT cotton is the Bacillus thuringiensis cotton. So what is it? It is a transgenic plant. That is a genetically modified plant. It is a transgenic plant which has the gene has been isolated from the bacteria. So you know that cotton is very important for the, it is one of the commercial crop where the fibers of the cotton are being used to making the cloth in a various textile industry. So it is a very important commercial crop which need to be protected from the insects or the pest. So it is a what is this BT content? It is a transgenic plant which has been BT gene isolated from the soil bacteria. So what is Bt gene? It is isolated from the soil bacteria. That is Bacillus thuringiensis is the bacteria from which Bt gene has been isolated. So that is the what we have studied in this class. Tomorrow we are going to study the other concept of this and the other applications where the biotechnology play a very important role for the human mankind. Right. So we will study the other concepts of this application or the biotechnology and its application.